If you're watching this, you may be walking through one of life's more difficult seasons. Perhaps anxiety has made your chest tight, or depression has dimmed the colors in your world. Maybe trauma has left you feeling disconnected from the peace you once knew. You are not alone on this path, and you have not wandered here by accident. I have been on these paths for some time now, and I can say that having a tranquil refuge like my garden has helped me tremendously in my healing journey. For over 1,000 years, Japanese gardens have been created not just as beautiful spaces, but as places of profound healing. These gardens understand something essential about the human spirit, that we heal not by fighting our pain, but by learning to rest within it, to find beauty in our brokenness, and to discover strength in our vulnerability. Before we begin, I want you to know that while the wisdom of Japanese garden design can offer tremendous support for your mental wellness, these practices complement, never replace, professional mental health care. Think of this as one tool in your healing toolkit, a gentle companion on your journey toward wholeness. Today, we'll explore how to create therapeutic spaces that speak directly to your specific needs, whether you're working with anxiety, depression, PTSD, or simply the accumulated stress of modern life. We'll discover how ancient Japanese principles can transform both your outer environment and your inner landscape. Now, recent research has revealed what Japanese garden masters have known for centuries. These spaces literally change our physiology. A landmark study published in the journal Herd found that viewing Japanese gardens significantly reduces heart rate and improves behavioral symptoms, even among people with cognitive impairment. Scientists have discovered that our eyes naturally move in specific patterns when viewing Japanese gardens, creating what researchers call rapid gaze shifts that correlate directly with stress reduction and improved mood. The gardens invite our nervous system to downregulate, moving us from fight or flight into rest and digest mode. This isn't just about pretty scenery. These gardens are designed according to principles that honor how our brains actually process healing. They work with our natural rhythms, not against them. At the heart of Japanese garden design lies a philosophy that may transform how you see your own healing journey. Wabi, Sabi. This ancient wisdom teaches us to find beauty in imperfection, strength in vulnerability, and peace in the temporary nature of all things. If you're struggling with anxiety, Wabi Sabi offers a profound gift, permission to stop trying to perfect yourself out of your pain. Research shows that accepting our imperfections actually transforms our thought patterns, reducing negative self-judgment and increasing self-compassion. In your garden design, this translates to embracing asymmetry, weathered materials, and the natural cycle of growth and decay. A moss-covered stone isn't damaged, it's telling a story of resilience. A path worn smooth by countless footsteps isn't broken, it's evidence of a journey well-traveled. When anxiety makes your world feel chaotic, create spaces that celebrate gentle imperfection. Let's talk about asymmetrical stone placement. Instead of perfectly balanced arrangements, place stones in naturally occurring clusters. This honors the way anxiety itself is imperfect, not something to be fixed, but something to be understood. Next are the weathered wood elements. Use driftwood, aged bamboo, or naturally weathered fence posts. These materials show the beauty of having survived storms, just as you are surviving yours. And for moss gardens, moss grows in imperfect patterns, creating soft, irregular carpets that change with moisture and season. Like healing, moss teaches us that growth doesn't have to be fast or perfect to be beautiful. Add irregular pathways to your garden as well. Create walking paths with natural stones of different sizes and shapes. The slight irregularity requires mindful attention to each step, naturally grounding you in the present moment. Let's now talk about designing for depression. Embracing seasonal cycles. Depression often comes with a sense of stuckness, a feeling that nothing changes. Japanese gardens teach us about mono no aware, the bittersweet awareness of the impermanence of all things. This isn't about sadness. It's about recognizing that even our darkest moments are temporary. Use seasonal transition plants, too. Choose plants that show dramatic seasonal changes. Japanese maples that flame red in autumn. Cherry trees that bloom boldly in spring. Ornamental grasses that dance in winter wind. These remind us that change is not only possible, but inevitable. You may want to add water features for flow. Even the smallest recirculating fountain reminds us that stagnation is temporary. Water always finds a way to move, just as life always finds a way to flow again. And for deciduous elements, include plants that lose their leaves, showing us that sometimes we need to let go completely before we can grow again. We will move on to creating therapeutic microzones for your garden. Japanese gardens traditionally include distinct areas for different types of contemplation. In therapeutic design, we can create specific microzones that address different aspects of mental health. Number 1 is the enclosure and safety, also known as the anxiety relief zone. Anxiety often stems from feeling too exposed, too vulnerable. Your anxiety relief zone should feel like a gentle embrace. Bamboo screening. Create natural walls using bamboo fencing or planted bamboo groves. This provides what Japanese designers call borrowed scenery. You are connected to the world, but protected from its overwhelming aspects. You will also want to create curved pathways. Straight lines can feel harsh to an anxious mind. Curved paths slow us down and create a sense of discovery rather than destination. And to create soft textures, include plants with soft, touchable textures, lamb's ear, ornamental grasses, or moss. Physical softness helps calm our nervous system. Also try adding low seating to your safe space. Create seating that feels grounded. Stone benches, wooden platforms, or even earth berms covered with soft cushions. Being closer to the ground can help reduce anxiety's floating feeling. Moving forward to number 2, the depression recovery zone for light and renewal. Depression often involves a disconnection from light, growth, and possibility. Your depression recovery zone should celebrate life's persistent emergence. For Eastern exposure, place this zone where it receives morning light. Research shows that light therapy significantly helps with depression, and morning light helps regulate circadian rhythms. For evergreen anchors, include plants that stay green year-round, pine, juniper, or bamboo. These provide constant reminders that life persists even in dormant seasons. And for emerging plants, include bulbs, ferns unfurling, or bamboo shoots. Plants that dramatically emerge from apparent nothingness. These are visual reminders that growth is always possible. Now for reflective surfaces. A small pond, mirror, or even a dark-colored bowl filled with water can reflect light and sky, bringing brightness into darker moods. And for the final area, let's talk about the trauma recovery zone for grounding and boundaries. Trauma often involves feeling ungrounded, unsafe, or disconnected from our bodies. This zone should emphasize safety, boundaries, and reconnection to physical sensation. To create clear boundaries, use distinct edging, fencing, or plantings to create obvious boundaries. Trauma survivors need to know where safe space begins and ends. Include grounding elements, such as large stones, tree trunks, or even buried boulders that you can touch, lean against, or sit upon. These provide literal grounding for the nervous system. Add sensory plants that include plants to engage multiple senses safely. Herbs you can smell, textured leaves you can touch, or ornamental grasses that make gentle sounds in the wind. This zone needs to have multiple exit routes. Ensure this area has more than one pathway in and out. This prevents the trapped feeling that can trigger trauma responses. Let's now discuss what is called the seasonal healing cycle. Japanese gardens are designed to be beautiful and therapeutically beneficial throughout the year. Each season offers different healing opportunities. Spring is renewal and hope. Spring in your therapeutic garden should celebrate new beginnings and the courage to try again. Try early bloomers. Plant bulbs that emerge from bare soil, crocuses, daffodils, or species tulips. These provide hope during late winter's darkest days. And unfurling plants, which include ferns, hostas, or tree peonies that dramatically unfurl in spring, showing us the beauty of gradual emergence. Use soft colours. Spring should emphasize soft pinks, gentle greens, and pale yellows. Colours that don't overwhelm sensitive nervous systems. And summer is about growth and abundance. Summer should feel nurturing and abundant, reminding us of our capacity for growth and joy. Use shade structures to create cool retreats using pergolas, arbors, or large-leafed plants. Sometimes healing requires stepping back from intensity, and cooling elements include plants that cool the air, large leafy specimens, or areas of dense moss. Physical cooling helps with emotional regulation. For fragrant plants, include summer blooming, jasmine, gardenia, or honeysuckle that provide positive sensory associations. Now about autumn, which is acceptance and transformation. Autumn should teach us about the beauty of letting go and the strength found in transitions. Colourful transitions will include plants with spectacular fall colour, maples, burning bush, or ornamental grasses that turn golden. There are seed pods and berry plants that produce interesting pods and berries, which show us that endings can be beautiful and that they contain the promise of new beginnings. You will want to include preservation elements, which are plants that maintain structure through winter, like ornamental grasses, interesting bark, or evergreen shrubs. And finally, winter, the rest and reflection season. Winter should honor the necessity of rest and the beauty found in stark simplicity. The winter elements should include plants with interesting winter structure, like dogwoods with colorful bark, trees with attractive silhouettes, or grasses that catch snow. Also have an evergreen presence. Maintain some evergreen elements to provide continuity and the promise that life persists through dormancy. Winter interest should include plants with winter berries, unusual bark, or architectural form that remains beautiful when stripped to essentials. Now, we will discuss adapting existing spaces for therapeutic harmony. You don't need to create an entirely new garden to benefit from these principles. Most therapeutic improvements can be made to existing spaces. If you only have a balcony, patio, or indoor space, you can still create therapeutic environments. Anxiety containers are known as asymmetrical arrangements in natural materials, weathered wood boxes, ceramic pots with imperfect glazes, or stone containers. Depression containers are to focus on plants that show seasonal change and provide light reflection. Small water features, plants with variegated leaves, or flowering plants that bloom in sequence. Trauma containers are containers with clear boundaries and stable bases. Include plants that you can touch safely and that provide grounding scents like herbs and jasmine. Now, to modify existing gardens, you will want to add therapeutic pathways. Create meandering paths using natural materials, stepping stones, mulch, or gravel that encourage slow, mindful walking. Next, create boundary plants. Use plantings to define different areas and create a sense of enclosure and safety. Also include water sounds. Add a small fountain or water feature to provide masking sounds that help nervous systems relax. And establish sitting areas. Create multiple seating options at different heights and orientations, allowing choice in how to engage with the space. The beauty of Japanese therapeutic garden design is that it provides mental health benefits throughout the year, not just during peak growing season. Here are the steps needed to create your personal healing garden. Whether you're working with a large yard or a small balcony, the principles remain the same. Your healing garden should reflect your specific needs and circumstances. Number 1. Assessment and planning. Identify your primary needs. Are you mainly dealing with anxiety, depression, trauma, or general stress? Different conditions benefit from different design emphasis. Number 2. Assess your space. Consider light, water access, privacy, and how much maintenance you can realistically handle. Number 3. Consider your energy levels. Design for your lowest energy days, not your highest. Your garden should be accessible when you need it most. Number 4. Plan for year-round use. Ensure your garden offers something therapeutically beneficial in every season. Start small. Begin with one element. Maybe it's a single container with a small water feature or a comfortable chair placed to view existing plants. Add gradually. Let your garden grow as you do. Healing gardens should evolve with your needs. Focus on sustainability. Choose what you can maintain long-term rather than what looks impressive initially. Your therapeutic garden works best when integrated with professional mental health support. Think of it as a complementary therapy that enhances other treatments. Your therapist or psychiatrist might have insights about how garden therapy could support your specific treatment goals. Notice how time in your garden affects your mood, anxiety levels, or trauma symptoms, and many people find it easier to discuss emotional healing using garden metaphors, seasons, growth, pruning, dormancy. A few exercises that we put into practice are deep breathing and grounding exercises. For breathing exercises, practice deep breathing while observing plants that move gently in the wind, and for grounding exercises, use garden elements for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding. 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. As we come to the end of our journey together, be sure to click the link in the description below for your free guide on creating therapeutic healing spaces. And remember that creating a therapeutic garden is itself a form of healing. You don't need to have all the answers before you begin. You don't need to create perfection. You simply need to take the first step. Japanese gardens teach us that beauty emerges from accepting what is, not from forcing what we think should be. Your healing garden will be uniquely yours, reflecting your struggles, your hopes, and your gradual return to wholeness. Start small. Start imperfectly. Start with whatever energy you have today. Plant something. Place a stone. Create a space where you can sit quietly and breathe. Your future self will thank you for this act of faith in your own healing. Remember, the garden is not separate from you. It is an extension of your inner landscape. As you tend your garden, you tend your soul. As you create beauty in your outer world, you nurture beauty within. The path of restoration is not a straight line. It curves through seasons of growth and dormancy, bloom and rest, hope and acceptance, but it is a path that leads home, to yourself, to peace, to the profound understanding that you are worthy of beauty, care, and healing. Your garden is waiting. Your healing is waiting. And perhaps most importantly, you are worthy of both. Take a deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground. You are here. You are present. You are beginning. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.